This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I will take a look at the 3-year-old male division and what is next now that the Triple Crown series is complete. And Sovereignty beat Journalism and Baeza in the Kentucky Derby on a wet track. For the Preakness Stakes, Sovereignty and Baeza skipped that race, and Journalism overcame a troubled trip, and he won at Pimlico. And then the Derby top 3 met again in the Belmont Stakes, and it was Sovereignty running down Journalism and winning by 3 lengths on a track labeled good, and Baeza was a non-threatening third that day. Now we're going to see what the second half of the year is going to bring. I won't be surprised if someone does jump up and beat top horses like Sovereignty and Journalism in some of their upcoming starts. And I say that not because I'm against them. They're both very talented horses, but because I've seen it all over the years, and I want to temper unrealistic expectations, because easily somebody could jump up and have a good second half of the year and compete with these horses. And all we have to do is go back to 2015, Triple Crown winner American Pharoah. He got caught in a fast pace, and Keen Ice was able to upset the Travers Stakes that year. American Pharoah clearly was a better horse than Keen Ice was, but the race flow was in Keen Ice's favor, and he was able to win and upset the Travers that year. Last year, we saw Triple Crown race winners Mystic Dan, Seize the Grey, and Dornoch. They all ran in the Travers Stakes. Then it was Derby also ran Fierceness, defeating 3-year-old filly Torpedo Anna, and Kentucky Derby show finisher Sierra Leone completed the trifecta in that race. And I do have endless examples, but you definitely get the picture. But just because horses were best in past races does not guarantee future success. And horses go in and out of top form all the time, and there's always another talented horse waiting in the wings to take advantage. We saw it last year as well in the 2024 Jim Dandy and Travers Stakes. Fierceness defeated Sierra Leone in both of those races, but when the Breeders' Cup Classic at Del Mar came around, Sierra Leone got the right setup from a race shape standpoint and the right closing trip, and he turned the tables on Fierceness, and Sierra Leone was named your 3-year-old champion. So I would not be surprised even if Journalism was able to turn the tables on Sovereignty at his Del Mar base, even though Sovereignty was better than him in the Derby and the Belmont. That doesn't mean that he's going to be better than him later this year. The Sovereignty right now, he is the leader of the division, and we're basically at halftime at this point. So we have the second half of the year to go at this point based on the Triple Crown series and what we've seen previously. Sovereignty is at the top of the division right now. He has wins in the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth Stakes, the Grade 1 Kentucky Derby, and the Grade 1 Belmont. And he was second best in the Grade 1 Florida Derby. And he met Journalism and Baeza twice, and he beat them both times. And it does look like he's going to target the Grade 2 Jim Dandy. That's on July 26th at Saratoga, and then the Grade 1 Travers at that same venue on August 23rd. Now, Journalism was the only horse to compete in all 3 legs of the Triple Crown this year. So hats off to his connections for being very sporting and running him in all 3 legs of the Triple Crown. He won the Preakness Stakes. He was second in the Derby and the Belmont. And prior to the Triple Crown, he was first in the Grade 2 San Felipe Stakes and first in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby. And he has returned to his Southern California base, and his upcoming starts are going to be determined in the near future. The Travers is possible. They could bring him back to Saratoga. With the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar this year, his trainer, Michael McCarthy, is in no hurry to ship back across the country to meet Sovereignty. Maybe he wants to meet him later this year on his home turf because Journalism's already won at Del Mar before, and they want to stable him there this summer. And there's some big races at Del Mar this summer if they do decide to stay there. But he will have to meet older horses. Races like the Grade 2 San Diego on July 26th at 1.16 miles, and the Grade 1 Pacific Classic at 1.25 miles on August 30th. So those races do make sense as lead-ups to the Breeders' Cup Classic if they decide to go in that direction. But if he does run in one or both of those races, he could end up facing highly regarded Bob Baffert runner Neoequos. Was very impressive in all but one of his career starts where he finished second. All of his other starts, he won impressively, including the Triple Bend in his last start. So Neoequos is a very talented horse, but if Journalism stays on the West Coast, he may have to run into that runner. Now, Baeza is back in California for trainer John Sheriffs. He did fail to move forward in the Belmont Stakes. That was a bit of a disappointment because it looked like Baeza could spring forward and give Journalism and Sovereignty a run, but he just did not move forward that day. He was second in the Santa Anita Derby. He was third in the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont Stakes. Plenty of options are on the table. He's still eligible for an entry-level allowance race. So if they want to just run him in an allowance race, get a confidence boosting win, and then jump back into the stakes ranks. They could do that. He could return to Saratoga. He could run in the Haskell at Monmouth Park. He could stay on the West Coast, and he could run in races like the San Diego or Pacific Classic as well. And that's a look at some of the top horses that were in that division. And now we're going to look at some of the other horses that ran in the Belmont Stakes or in the Triple Crown Series. Rodriguez, he ended up finishing 4th in the Belmont. Now, he set the pace and he ended up weakening. That was his first start in 9 weeks, and he did miss the Derby and the Preakness with a minor foot issue. So for him, he should be fitter next time, because he needed that race, I think, in the Belmont, facing those tough horses like Sovereignty and Journalism and Baeza. Just wasn't quite up to that first start in 9 weeks, first start coming back from that foot issue. So he should be fitter, and a race like the Grade 1 Haskell on July 19th at Monmouth could be his next start. He would be a perfect fit for that race. He has that good speed, and horses with early pressing speed do well at Monmouth Park. And Bob Baffert, his trainer, he's won the Haskell Stakes 9 times. Now, your Peter Pan winner, Hill Road, he was 5th in the Belmont Stakes. His next start for trainer Chad Brown is going to be determined. Won't be surprised if he ends up in the Jim Dandy, the Travers, something like that, with Chad Brown typically having a lot of horses at Saratoga over the summer. Now, for your Preakness show finisher, Sandman, he had his first workout since that race on June 4th. He breezed an easy 4 furlongs in 50.90 seconds, 15th best of 15. That was the slowest of 15 on the day at Saratoga, and he is targeting the Jim Dandy, and he'll probably end up meeting Sovereignty in that race. Now, the Grade 3 Matt Wynn winner, that was East Avenue, and he does share Godolphin ownership with Sovereignty, so they're most likely not going to be running in the same races. The Haskell, a logical spot for him. He's got good speed, so that Monmouth track makes sense. Or he could turn back in distance and end up in the Grade 1 H. Allen Jerkins Memorial at Saratoga on the Travers undercard. Now, Brendan Walsh trains East Avenue, and then he also has Preakness runner-up Gosger, and Gosger has tactical speed, and it looks like he's targeting the Haskell. So possibly Brendan Walsh will run Gosger in the Haskell, and maybe he'll turn back East Avenue and run him in the H. Allen Jerkins Memorial. We'll have to see what happens there. Now, for the Matt Wynn runner-up, Burnham Square, he does his best running in the stretch, and the Haskell could be next for him. He's going to need some pace help in that race. Typically at Monmouth, the closers don't do as well. He likes to do his best running from off the pace, but if he does run well there, the Travers at 1.25 miles definitely makes sense for him. I'm going to be covering full cards for the final 4 days of the Santa Anita Spring Meet, June 12th through 15th. You can buy my full cards at therunawayhorse.com on my shop page. You can pre-purchase those cards now, and I will email the full cards when they are complete. And the analysis is usually done for my full cards 1 to 2 days before race day. Other upcoming full cards that I'm going to be covering: Stephen Foster Day at Churchill Downs, Saturday, June 28th, the 4th of July Racing Festival at Saratoga, July 3rd through 6th, the Saratoga Summer Meet opening week, that's July 10th through 13th, and then the entire Del Mar Summer Meet. I'm going to be covering full cards each day Del Mar runs, July 18th through September 7th. Plus, I'm going to be offering select Saturday full cards at Saratoga this summer. So go to therunawayhorse.com on my shop page for my upcoming full card schedule and to purchase my products. And my Santa Anita Horse of the Day video series concludes this week. So this is closing week at Santa Anita. 4 videos, June 12th through 15th. I'm going to do short videos that I've been doing for many weeks at Santa Anita now. And I already have 2 posted for Thursday and Friday, June 12th and 13th. I'm going to post the next 2 in the coming days. So keep checking my channel for those. And I got home my the second betting choice on the, actually he was the morning line favorite. They made him the second choice. That was Gaming when I did my video, my last Santa Anita video last week, the Affirmed Stakes on June 8th, and Gaming wired the field, defeating his favored stablemate that day. And check out my Better Bets blog tab at the top of my homepage at therunawayhorse.com if you want a free pick from around the country each day. And don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.